Hi, liquidity update for the indexes going into the week starting the 2nd of September after the Labor Day long weekend. A couple of things I wanted to look at really is to do with not the liquidity on the SPIX and on SPY and the other indexes, but more so down on these two here. So at the moment, let's just check that I've got these set properly. This is in our groupings, so this has got all the Mag 7 liquidity in it. I just thought I'd have a quick look, and the same here with the time lag. Time lag's not quite as clear. It's still referencing a spread, but if we have a look here as this golden line going through the center is the 50% line. Above it is selling, below it is buying. We can see the recent couple of bumps we've had. We had a nice bump here on Friday, the 1st of August, which we took off on Monday. We didn't see that in the SPIX. We didn't see it in the SPY. A little bit more in the SPY. Definitely was dropping in the SPY. We didn't see it so much in the Qs. It was dropping in on the Monday, but still it was high here. But if we come down and we have a look at the MAG, there was heavy buying in the MAG. Well, we've got the inverse of that here. So we have seen some buying in the Qs and the SPY a little bit. And the SPIX we saw a little bit coming into the close. If we just went and had a look, there was a little bit of buying in this, and there was a bit of buying before we got trolleyed with Friday's data or macro drop. But here yes, it's dropped back and it's less selling, but it was still, this is all heavy selling here in the MAG. Let's just quickly have a look at the IWM. With the IWM, it's going to be affected by different things, so I'm going to just quickly put up the IWM lit hours rather than futures hours. Futures has a different set of time scales. Just see how similar they are. So we can see that we've had up and down. It's pretty steady buying across this bottom here compared to what the IWM was showing. The IWM's much more reactive, so this is buying, trying to fill in these huge gaps that have been created. But here it's been pretty steady. If anything, we've had some selling, which we then saw on Friday. We saw down 1%, at one stage down 1.4. If I just quickly switch across and we have a look at those futures since then, we'll just switch this through to futures. Sorry, it's just having to work out the data. Let's have a look at the collation of the futures. We can see that today we had a little bit of a buy after having a loose Monday. With quite a lot of selling on Monday that we saw then come through. We've had a little bit of a buy, but it's just flattened out here again. There's nothing really that's standing out that we're in a consolidation period. We can see that this has dipped down. Let's just see how it goes. It's definitely coiling up and looks pretty good. And having had a look at what was happening in the miners, in the crypto miners, they held pretty well, unlike the BTC itself. Bitcoin itself acted much the same way as we saw the Mag 7 and the Qs act on Friday. Anyway, I hope you have a good week's trading. That's just a fast update on liquidity. I think it's a pretty level, maybe a little bit down, and at some stage we'll get a squeeze going, buying back the hedging that we have seen over the long weekend. I think probably more a case of hedging over the long weekend rather than shorting going on. Anyway, have a good week's trading.